Have you ever noticed how some people leave a profound impact on the atmosphere without saying a word? They don't shout, they don't justify themselves, nor do they emotionally collapse. They simply take a quiet step back and everything changes. The air shifts, the mood transforms. People become restless, they start questioning, they pursue. Now, imagine if you had adopted this very approach, choosing silence instead of reaction, creating distance instead of engaging in arguments. What would have happened then? This is where that moment begins, when you stop being available to everyone all the time, emotionally, mentally, physically. And then the world becomes restless because it has grown accustomed to your reactions. But as soon as you stop providing that reaction, everything begins to change. Those who thought they knew you suddenly realize they never understood you at all. As Carl Jung once said, what irritates us about others can lead to an understanding of ourselves. When you withdraw yourself, some people become unsettled. They prod you, provoke you, just to see your reaction. But within this anxiety lies their truth. It's their weakness, not yours. The trap of constant availability. Have you ever thought about how many times you've said yes just to maintain peace, out of fear of losing people who were never truly yours to begin with? Every yes where you ignored yourself, every reaction you gave immediately, it drains your energy. And what remains in the end? Exhaustion, sadness, that emptiness which is difficult to put into words. Why? Because you remain excessively available for people who aren't even worth your silence. This video isn't about disconnecting from the world. It's about choosing yourself. It's the beginning of that process where you understand that silence at the right time can be a profound truth. When silence becomes not an escape, but self-control, then it becomes power. So now I ask you directly, how long will you be controlled by others' emotions? How long will you continue to react like a puppet every time someone touches the wound within you? Perhaps it's time to cut those emotional strings. Perhaps you should become a mystery now, because when you stop being available all the time, the world understands the value of your presence. Breaking free from the people-pleasing pattern. You were taught from childhood, always be available, respond immediately, avoid saying no, keep everyone happy. But the truth is, excessive availability isn't a virtue, it's a trap. The more available you are, the less people value you. Why? Because what is present all the time for everyone loses its worth. You've been made into an emotional emergency button. When someone needs support, they press you and then set you aside. And you live in the illusion that maybe one day someone will understand you the same way. But that day doesn't come. Jung says the mask we wear gives us acceptance, but simultaneously hides our real identity. You say, "I'm fine," when you're breaking inside. You smile when there's nothing left within. And every time you do this, you take another step away from yourself. Being available all the time is the most subtle, most dangerous form of self-sacrifice. The truth is, people who want your presence every moment don't actually want you. They want what you give them: attention, validation, emotional comfort. But as soon as you set boundaries, they become irritated, angry, because you stop being convenient for them. And this is the harshest truth. The more you give of yourself, the less you receive from others. Protecting your mental energy. Stop. Think. Who truly deserves your time, your energy, your presence, and more importantly, who deserves your absence? But before you answer, ask yourself one more question. Why do we react so quickly every time? Why can't we control our impulses? Jung called the answer psychic energy, and that is our real strength. If you haven't learned to protect your energy, the world will use it against you. Every time you react without thinking, you're losing energy. When you defend against criticisms that have no value, when you get entangled in arguments that lead to nowhere, when you try to please people who have no meaning in your life, then you're exhausting your soul. A tired person is weak. A weak person becomes prey, and the world, especially opportunist people, takes advantage of this. They know how you'll react, and they push you there. Jung says a mentally healthy person is one who knows where and how to invest energy, who knows when to say no, when to stay silent, and when to speak. Real strength isn't in reacting, but in choosing when, to whom, and how to respond. How many nights have you spent thinking about an incomplete conversation? How many times have you blamed yourself, searching for the reason for someone's bad behavior? This is all energy. You keep alive those ghosts that are no longer part of your life, and they remain alive only because you react. Mental energy is like a protective armor. When it's well organized, it gives you a presence. People feel you without you saying anything. But when it's scattered, you become weak, invisible. The world doesn't pity such people. So recognize your triggers, those that force you to react repeatedly, and then decide if you'll become cold or indifferent, or will establish dominion over yourself. Jung says, when you learn to protect your energy, you break others' mental shadows, and this makes them most uncomfortable. When you stop molding yourself into others' expectations, when you refuse to become a character in their imagination, then they become uncomfortable, because now you're not someone they can control. You now become a mirror for them, a mirror that shows them their own imbalance, and people often want to break the mirror that shows them their incompleteness. The birth of authentic power. Carl Jung said, "What you do not become conscious of becomes your fate." So when you protect your energy, when you embrace silence, you become free from the character created by someone else. You become the author of your own life. And this self-authorship begins only when you understand that every reaction is beyond your control, but the decision to react or not to react is yours. This is where a new strength is born within you, when you decide when to speak, when not to, when to move forward, when to simply stand still. This power is reflected in your facial expressions, your walk, the dignity of your silence, and this is the aura that says everything without saying anything. Now think, if you had stopped debating every disagreement, stopped justifying every criticism, and refused to react to every provocation, how much silence, how much clarity, and how much capability would have been created within you? You would become not an emotional warrior, but an energy conservator. People say strength lies in voice, but in reality, strength lies in silence. A silence that's not aggressive, not cowardly, but refined, aware. You no longer flow with every situation. You stand firm because you've learned that reacting isn't always necessary. Reclaiming your sovereignty. People will call you cold, rude, say you've changed, but you know you've learned one thing. You're no longer an emotional servant. Now you're an emotional king, an emperor. And an emperor doesn't run at everyone's call. He observes, understands, then decides where his energy will go. So the next time someone challenges your boundaries, when someone becomes restless with your silence, smile, because now you've recognized your power. You've learned that silence is a shield that no word can penetrate. You've realized that until you fully know yourself, the world will continue playing with your shadow. But not anymore. Now you're clear even in silence, infinite even in limitation, and influential even in absence. And this is the true beginning of self-knowledge, when you stop molding yourself into others' expectations, when you refuse to become a character in their imagination, when you protect your energy, when you embrace silence, you become free from someone else's created character. You become the author of your own life. The new language of silence. Now the time has come for you to commit to that silence that strengthens you from within. That silence which isn't merely the absence of words, but the presence of the soul. Because only when you're calm inside can you witness every external disturbance without fear. This silence is your new language, your new presence. And remember, the world may make noise, but ultimately it's attracted to the one who says much without speaking. If you found value in this Stoic wisdom, subscribe to the Stoic Advisor channel. Join our community of those who've chosen silence over noise, sovereignty over servitude, and self-mastery over external validation. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss transformative content that helps you reclaim your power and live with authentic strength.